Tonight, our 13 Investigates team brings you one woman's crusade for change after the death of her sister. She told our 13 Investigates reporter Sierra Putman that death could have been avoided.
And this was our first cruise with my mom.
Amanda always had a close relationship with her big sister, Carey. They traveled together and lived right down the street from one another. But it all came to an end when Carey died in November 2018.
I started a TikTok account, and it was more out of me processing my own grief. The last Thanksgiving I spent with her was in this kitchen.
Now millions of people are hearing Carey's story.
My sister died 4 years ago yesterday.
Carey struggled with weight loss and later alcohol.
2 years post-op, she began to drink socially.
Carey died of acute ethanol intoxication or alcohol poisoning.
Did you think that the bariatric surgery had anything to do with the alcohol?
Absolutely not. Had no idea. None.
But Amanda's followers told her to dig deeper into a possible connection between weight loss surgery and alcohol abuse. Amanda learned some research shows up to 33% of bariatric surgery patients develop an alcohol use disorder with peak onset 2 years after surgery. About the same time Amanda noticed Carey's drinking.
We had very candid conversations about her surgery and very candid conversations about her drinking. At no point in time did she say, well, they told me this could happen, or I knew this could happen. It is not a requirement for them to educate.
Amanda is now warning her followers. She's also calling on the biggest group that accredits bariatric surgery centers to update its standards and require clinics to teach patients about the risk they face from alcohol after surgery. Some researchers suggest education before and after an operation. One study states it's, quote, essential to advise patients that there is no safe level of alcohol consumption after surgery. Dr. Richard Peterson says he talks to his patients about how their body will respond differently to alcohol.
It's like one glass of wine is like having 3 glasses of wine. Be aware that the effects can be that dramatic.
Dr. Peterson says other weight loss doctors also have those conversations, but he confirms it's not mandatory. He would know. Dr. Peterson sits on the advisory council that updates standards for the largest group that accredits providers of bariatric surgery.
Mandating an educational component on this one particular topic may be a challenge, but definitely it's as you bring it forward, it's certainly something to be recognized.
There are multiple types of bariatric surgeries, and most studies lump them all together. Dr. Peterson argues the risk is rare for patients who receive the most common procedure, gastric sleeve surgery. Carey's medical records show she received gastric sleeve surgery and lost 180 pounds.
So you think it helped her?
Yeah, initially 100% helped her.
Those same records show a few years later she regained 40 pounds and became embarrassed and did not want to go back to follow-up appointments. Dr. Peterson says those follow-ups are vital and are supposed to happen once a year for the rest of a patient's life.
Do most people attend those follow-ups and participate in those follow-ups?
You know, the really long-term, probably not.
Medical records show Carey was drinking up to a pint of vodka a day. 5 years after surgery, she was dead.
I literally told her more than once, you have to get help, this will kill you.
And you tried to get her help, and she tried to get herself help.
Yes.
Amanda thinks if Carey was educated on the risk, she may have stopped drinking altogether.
Because before she had surgery, she didn't drink that often, maybe 6 times a year. And most of those times were at an event, not sitting at home alone.
Amanda says she's not against bariatric surgery. She just wants people to know the risk if they choose to drink post-surgery.
Sierra, why do some people develop an issue with alcohol after bariatric surgery?
Well, doctors have 2 main theories. The more controversial theory is known as transfer addiction. The idea is if someone was addicted to food, then they may later become addicted to something else, like alcohol. But more doctors are moving away from that theory and think this is likely a physiological change, meaning that after surgery, the body just reacts to alcohol differently.
All right, Sierra Putman with 13 Investigates.